it seems like we're moving right along here. I I hope that my timing is okay here. I wanted to just talk a little bit about what we're doing with community engaged learning at NJCU, and what I'm going to have you guys participate in is kind of our first rollout of what we're calling the kiosk project, which is interactive web map that's designed to help students find resources, students in need. One of the things we are doing at NJCU is trying to use this concept of community engaged learning to not only help students and improve student learning and satisfaction, but we also want to help the community by solving a real world problem. And our connection to those things is the connection with some sort of community partner. In the project we're going to talk about today, our community partner is a fellow named Dr. Saul Peterson, who's part of a group that is called the Campus Compact. And this is a statewide group that focuses on trying to get more and more students involved in experiential learning with a focus toward community helpfulness. So to try and engage and kind of leverage student efforts and student energy into improving the community. In this particular project, we used a concept of an interdisciplinary learning community, and we used both women and gender studies students as well as GIS students. And we kind of rallied or focused around a common objective, which was defined in part with Dr. Peterson, or largely due to Dr. Peterson, who has been trying for some time to develop what he referred to as a searchable student resource kiosk. When we heard about this, we thought, well, we didn't necessarily know about the physical nature of a kiosk, although it turns out we are going to have a kiosk going to be placed in a student union building sometime pretty soon. But we did realize that we could at least develop a web-based map, and you've seen any number of examples of web-based mapping today, from Dr. Kursky through Mr. Gowers, and that certainly seems to be the kind of more modern theme now as the cloud-based computing reaches maturity. We're seeing a lot more resources that are kind of available that can be captured and harnessed and brought into GIS. So what we did, from a standpoint of the actual, how did we go about solving this problem? We had Dr. Peterson meet with our students through Zoom. This was happening during the pandemic. And he gave us a sense of the kinds of problems that he's seen in students across the state that are having trouble with, where are they going to get their next meal? Are they homeless? Do they have adequate training? Or financial literacy is becoming a big thing now in terms of, managing your own resources, and in a number of areas in which students didn't really know where to turn for help. And so then with really minimal faculty input or guidance on my part or Dr. Musial's part, the students themselves kind of got together and looked at ways in which they could attack this problem. And one of the things that helped do was create a sense of ownership amongst students in terms of, this is my approach. This isn't something that I'm just doing some make work project because some professor told me to do it. And this, we have found over the years, really improves student satisfaction and a sense of engagement. One of the things that we had noticed was that we had differing levels of technology proficiency, depending on whether or not we're talking about GIS courses or the WGST courses, or even within those courses, some folks have had some experience with databases or spreadsheets, some haven't. So we were able to kind of have our students organized into teams where we could focus their skills, if you will, their skills and knowledge in a focused way on a particular aspect of the tasks that we knew was going to need to be accomplished at some point or another. And then, within this overall time frame of a semester and the timeline associated with it, our students primarily, although again with some minimal guidance from Dr. Musial and I, sequenced and executed these tasks to produce the deliverable product. So what I want to do today is try and hopefully get you guys to use this product. So what I want everybody to do, and I can't really see you, but hopefully, we'll be able to do this interactively. I want you to get your phone out. And this is for your Zoom guys as well, grab the phone, open a web browser on your phone. In my case, with the iPhone, I use Safari, but, I think just about any web browser will do. And the URL that I want you to copy and paste into the window, I've already placed in the chat room. And if you go, let's see, do we have our chat there? If you go all the way up, I don't know if you can see this, you go all the way up to the top of the chat room. I posted the link there, so you should be able to copy and paste that into your browser window. And so I'm going to do that here. And with any luck, what will happen is an interactive map will show up. So let me ask first, is anybody seeing this map in general? Are you seeing it on your phones? Somebody give me a raise of hands if you're seeing it.
Can you please resend the link?
It's at the very top of the chat room, the very top. So scroll all the way up to the top of the chat window and you'll see it right there. Can you see it on my phone? Or my screen? How are we doing? Anybody having any luck? Yes? Can I see some hands that go up if you've been able to get there? Okay, some people have, some people haven't. What this base map that you see here is a very beautiful, quite beautiful base map that has been put together by a company that we have used for the purposes of initially putting together what's called a wayfinding app, which was originally, we had it for the purposes of allowing people to come in with their phone and within the campus walkway system itself, be able to, let's say, get from one place of the campus to another without having to actually go all the way out to a street and walk around there. So we've used this as a backdrop. And what I would like you to do is go to the Student Resources kiosk, which you'll see here in the left-hand column. If you're on your phone, you might have to press a 3 lines on the upper left part of your phone in order to see this legend come down. But so let me ask, how many of you have had luck with seeing the Student Resources kiosk? How about some hands up? Anybody? Yes? Okay, I got a few of you. Are people having trouble or are they just not participating? Everybody doing okay? I should take a quick look here in the chat and see what's going on. We need a few moments. Can I send the link again? Yeah, it's up top. Okay, so we need a few moments. All right. So how many folks have we got there at the moment? A few of you? Can I get a show of hands again? See how many people are actually there? Okay, we're getting a few, All right, so I want you to click on the Student Resources kiosk, and you will notice that there are a number of subcategories that appear. I think we put them in alphabetical order, so you have abuse survivors assistance, child, senior, and family services, diversity and inclusion, financial literacy, food and nutrition, housing, immigration, and mental health. Now, what I would like each one of you to do is to pick one of these categories. Let's say maybe I will take, well, let's see, how about diversity and inclusion? I'll take that one. Click on one of those categories, and what you're going to see is a listing of the individual resources that are available within that category. And in the case of diversity and inclusion, we've got the Lee Hagen Africana Studies Center, we've got Spiker Rubin Women's Center for Equity and Diversity, and we also have the Confucius Institute. Now, if you were to click on one of these, what should happen is the system should take you to an icon that will also have a text window that pops up. Now, I noticed on my phone, this text window was down at the bottom of my screen, and there was like a little horizontal line there that I had to kind of grab onto and lift up. And by lifting up, it will show this text screen that you see here. So in the case of the Lee Hagen Africana Center studies, it's got a little blurb about its mission, which in this case is to promote academic excellence and social responsibility among faculty, students, and surrounding community about issues necessary to the empowerment of peoples across the African diaspora. It shows the location as the NJCU main campus in the Guarini Library, room 225, gives a phone number, gives an interactive email address, and even gives you an interactive link to go to the website for that particular resource. Now, for the individual resource that you have picked back over on your left-hand side here, you'll notice in my notes to you, I was encouraging you to get something that is on campus, because what I want you to do next is to go up to the top of this text box, and there's a little kind of looks like a traffic sign with an arrow that is basically an open directions or a navigate button. And if you were to click on that button, you should see a window appear to the left, I think. And if you were to use my location as a starting point, you can do the use my location as a starting point and then click on get directions. And what that should do is it should provide you with a map that will show you how to get from your location there in GSub, or let's say wherever you are in your Zoom window, all the way to your destination. Now, in my particular case, since I'm not on campus, I'm going to go ahead and press use my location. And And you, what you see here is a map that shows that this is a little too far for me to walk today since I'm on the other side of the continent. But you should see a blue line that would appear that you could follow that should take you to your destination. So I was going to suggest to you all that I don't know if you have time to go do this on your own and go to the location on campus and then be able to come back to the G-Sub. I'm not sure of the timing for your closing remarks and all, but if you have a few minutes where you could actually go and test out the capability of this wayfinding app to not only show you the information about these resources, but also actually accurately allow you to go from one point to another. That would be the goal of this exercise. And then you can see that I also have placed in the room on the slide there, please let me know your feedback by emailing me at wmontgomery@njcu.edu. So essentially that's my pitch to you for today, which is to use again a common theme of a web-based mapping in order to provide some new tools for hopefully are going to help a lot of students in need. And I will say, just as a kind of a jumping off point, we intend to continue this project and grow it. And as the president suggested, we are in touch all the time with folks in Jersey City and the mayor, Rolando Labarro, one of the former councilmen that was running recently. I don't know if he won or not in the election, but Rolando used to work with us at NJCU. But we are fully intending on continuing this project in the spring of 2021. And I guess I should pitch that if anybody's interested in this, we have a capstone, general education capstone that will involve GIS. And I believe the title is GIS in the urban community. And so anybody who's interested in getting involved in a capstone project, you don't need a particular, you don't need any prerequisites or anything like that. We just need your energy and your enthusiasm. And so with that, I say thanks for your time, and hopefully you can use this new app, and hopefully you will find it of benefit to yourself, your families, and your colleagues. So thanks a lot.